Imagine this. What if you could control someone's decisions, their thinking, even their mood? Is it really possible? Absolutely. And today I'm going to tell you 5 psychological hacks that are scientifically proven. And if used ethically, you can influence anyone without them even realizing it. This isn't black magic, it's science with a slight touch of dark psychology. Point number 4 is something even FBI agents use during interrogations, so make sure you don't miss that. Point 1, power of silence. Now imagine you're sitting in front of someone, looking straight into their eyes. You ask a simple question, and then you go silent. No reaction, no smile, just maintaining eye contact in complete silence while listening. What do you think is happening in their mind? People often believe the one who speaks more controls the conversation, but psychology says otherwise. The one who stays silent is actually speaking inside the other person's mind. Silence makes people doubt their own words, because humans fear silence the most. Silence triggers anxiety, and in order to fill that void, people start talking. And that's when you gain control. Now imagine, you let someone speak, and as soon as they respond, you pause for 3 to 5 seconds. No reply, just a faint smile or steady eye contact. What goes on in their mind? Did I say something wrong? Maybe they didn't like my answer. Should I explain more? And they start talking more, even saying things they never intended to reveal. This works not only in casual conversations, but also in interrogations, business deals, or relationships. Silence creates psychological pressure, and that pressure opens up emotional vulnerability. That's why they say, let silence do the heavy lifting. Point 2, name magic. Let me ask you, when someone calls you directly by your name, not bro, hey, or excuse me, but just your name, doesn't something subtly click inside you? For a moment, your attention shifts, your mind becomes alert. Subconsciously, you start giving that person a little more importance. Why? Because a name is not just identification, it's an emotional anchor. According to a Harvard study, when someone says your name, the same parts of the brain get activated that respond to love, recognition, and validation. So imagine if you casually and respectfully use someone's name while talking. What happens? The person starts feeling, this person genuinely wants to know me. They value my identity. That's where connection starts. And gradually control builds. For example, if you're talking to someone named Ravi, option 1, I think you can do this. Option 2, Ravi, I truly believe you can do this. Which one feels more personal? As soon as a name is added, a general statement becomes direct, and it hits right at the heart. And this doesn't just work in conversations. It works in negotiations, persuasion, sales, even relationships. Remember, using a name isn't manipulation. It's a form of respect and recognition that opens people up. But don't overdo it. If you use their name in every second sentence, it might feel fake. It's all about the right timing, tone, and intention. A name is an invisible key that unlocks doors in the subconscious. Point 3, mismatched mirroring. Ever notice this? You're talking to someone, and suddenly you both start mirroring each other's body language? They raise their hand, and moments later, so do you. They lean forward, and soon you do too. This isn't coincidence. It's called mirroring. It's a subconscious behavior where people start copying the gestures, tone, and posture of those they connect with. And when this happens, trust builds rapidly. Now think, what if we use this natural tendency intentionally? Yes, but here's the twist. We don't just copy, we use mismatched mirroring, meaning slight delay plus subtle variation. Example, if the person tilts their head left while smiling, you wait a second and tilt right slightly with a gentle smile. Same energy, but not exactly the same gesture. It creates a psychological illusion. We're different, yet we're vibing. And that builds subconscious trust. This becomes even more powerful when you start slightly matching their tone and speech pattern. If they speak softly, you speak softly. If they're energetic, match that energy. But don't overact. Truth is, People won't notice you're doing it, but they'll feel that you're just like them. And that feeling is the gateway to influence. That's why top negotiators, FBI agents, and elite salespeople use mismatch mirroring, because it triggers the subconscious without a single word. Point 4, confusion technique. When the brain is tired, it says yes. Now imagine, someone hears too many contradictory statements or gets asked the same question in different ways repeatedly. What happens? Confusion. And confusion is a subtle yet powerful mind control tool. This isn't an ordinary communication trick. It's a legit method used by FBI interrogators, hostage negotiators, and psychological operations. They say, when the brain is clear, it says no with clarity. But when it's confused, it says yes just to escape the mental overload. Let's simplify this. Suppose you want someone to commit to something, but they're not ready. Instead of asking directly, you increase their mental load by giving contradictory suggestions. Example, I know this seems difficult to you, but you've handled tough situations before, right? This splits the brain. One part feels doubt, the other feels encouragement. It loses direction temporarily, or keep reframing the same question. Do you think doing this would feel right? Later, if a friend asked you this, what would you advise? Then, would this help you achieve one of your goals? The brain has to reprocess each version, and eventually it gets tired. In that fatigue, the person says, fine, let's do it. That yes didn't come from clarity, it came from confusion. But a disclaimer, this technique should never be misused. If you use it unethically, to manipulate or deceive, you might get short-term results, but you'll destroy long-term trust. Use it only for clarity, not domination. Power is easy to gain, but hard to handle. Point 5, future pacing. This is the magic that connects today with tomorrow. Imagine, you're talking to someone, and suddenly you start using phrases that make the future feel real. When you do this, you'll feel it was your best decision. Once you take that step, you'll see how much positivity enters your life. What just happened? You didn't tell them what to do. You made their mind travel to a future where that action has already been taken, and it feels amazing. That's future pacing. It reprograms their subconscious to believe the outcome is already in motion, and they naturally move in that direction. For example, when you implement this business idea, you'll feel it was the best decision you ever made. You'll notice your confidence and success growing rapidly. Now their brain starts visualizing that scenario, and as soon as they feel that reality, their body starts moving in that direction. It's like psychological momentum. No force, no pressure, just a natural movement, because their subconscious already believes this is the right thing to do. This isn't just for decisions. It works in business, personal growth, relationships, and success. And the beauty is, the other person feels like they made the decision themselves. It becomes a hypnotic suggestion where the action feels like their own idea while you're silently guiding them. So next time, instead of saying, you should do this, say, when you do this, you'll feel it was your best decision. They'll visualize that future and begin taking steps toward it. Outro. Now that you've added these psychological tools to your arsenal, imagine how easily you can influence, persuade, and lead with clarity, empathy, and control.